Good afternoon, friends. Today I'm talking to you from my second place of confinement, and that is Shamar Rinpoche's reliquary. The stupa that enshrines Rinpoche's relics is just behind me. It's a beautiful spot for meditation, and I just wanted to share with you a little bit of the beauty of our place in Natural Bridge, Virginia. So today I wanted to talk about one of the last letters or advice that the Karmapa sent us, and in particular this poem, I would say, where he's talking about breath and breathing. When we think about the COVID and this virus, it's really attacking our lungs in the most serious case, and we cannot breathe. And it's a beautiful metaphor here for the difficulty that we have when relating to life in general, difficult situations where we are sort of like refusing to embrace them. In the mind training literature, there's a lot that is taught about sending and taking, breathing in and breathing out, but I like to go through Rinpoche Karmapa's poem with you. As we breathe, if we say that inhaling is life, then as we inhale, we are doing just that. As we breathe, if we say that exhaling is death, then as we exhale, we are doing just that. But just because exhaling is death, it doesn't mean that we should stop exhaling. That act of panic itself would be unnatural. As we breathe out and let go of life, it comes back. Death might seem final, but just as there are long inhalation, there are long exhalation, and there is nothing else. Both the aspects of breathing are interdependent. They always were. So there is nothing permanent. Our natural body and mind knows this without any external input. And that's how our heroes, the doctors and nurses and the whole medical establishment, are able to care for all the patients. Sure, they have fear and panic. They are sane. But when they find a way to accept reality, which is change, their courage and their love take over their panic and fear, and with only one focus, they go with the flow of what's happening to the patients and do what they can. So kindly breathe, my dear ones, breathe. Breathe without fear. You are breathing with me, and I am breathing with you. There's more to breath than just life and death, as we may see it. Breathing in would be life, breathing out will be death. There is what we do in between. There's what we do with breathing in life and breathing out death. Life is to embrace our mortality, the possibility that we become old and sick and die. And death is the culmination point of a life of awareness, of benevolence, of discernment, where we finally can let go of the constraint of our body, bound by karma, bound by the skandhas, the aggregates, and maybe experience liberation in this moment. So it's a package, life and death, breathing in, breathing out. And the trademark of this is that it's always changing. There's no permanence in the breath. You can refrain from breathing for a while, but not long. You can exhale and want to stay there forever, but you cannot. Life brings the breath back. Life takes the breath out. And so we can conjoin, we can link to this movement, this natural movement, the sending and the taking, as the mind training teachings are telling us about. The very important point in the breathing and sending and taking, is that you're not holding back, you're not giving out everything. So you don't come to the point where you feel that you hold too much as you breathe in, too much suffering, too much pain. I can't barely take care of mine, so how could I even take care of other people's breath and problems? And you don't also feel depleted as you breathe out. I gave out everything I had. The sacred mystery, as Shantideva calls it in the Bodhicharyavatara, is the moment where you realize that you can recycle the pain that you breathe in into the freedom and the joy that you offer as you breathe out. This is the moment where, for your own benefit, you realize freedom. And then simultaneously, for others' benefit, you can give what you've discovered. So you're not holding or storing pain. You're accepting it, you consider that it is a fact, and you help other people in pain or in need by breathing in their suffering. And in this moment, you look at it and you say, they're all just like me. This fear I have is their fear. The pain I may have is their pain. There's only one pain. Others, mine, it's always the same pain. So I own to this pain. This is mine. I accept it. And when you do that, and your mind is open as you breathe in, what you discover is that your fearful mind, your mind that wanted to protect itself, push away other, has transformed into, morphed, almost you could say metamorphosed, into a loving mind. So your fearful mind became a loving mind. You realize that this happened in a split second. And this happened in a split second because nothing is permanent. You're not trapped in the feeling of fear. You can turn it into a feeling of love, a feeling of compassion. And that gives you a sense of absolute freedom over whatever challenges and difficulty you have to face. You know you can upcycle, you can recycle, you can transform it into wisdom and love and compassion. And that's exactly what you breathe out. And what you breathe out is the result of your experience, your almost epiphany that you had as you breathe in. So you can give. And you're not afraid to be depleted because you can always breathe back. Take up, breathe in, take in charge, do the transformation, change your mind, discover love and compassion instead of fear and exclusion, and in a very joyful heart, just breathe that entirely, not holding back anything. So sometimes we feel that we are not up to the job, that maybe it is too difficult for us, that maybe there could be a way around. But what this situation now is telling us, there's really no way around. There is only a way with it. And if we can really embrace it as we breathe in, recycle it from a mind of fear into a mind of love, from a mind of ignorance of the real situation into a mind of wisdom that knows that everything is impermanent, everything is changing, that all the reality is only an appearance of reality, but it lacks any substantial and deep solidity. Then you can do the recycling job. And then you can breathe out. And then if you feel that it is difficult, then Karmapa is telling us, so kindly breathe, my dear ones. He's really reassuring you that you're not alone doing this. Karmapa is breathing with you. He is breathing too. We're all breathing. But what we do with the breath depends on each individual's motivation and aspiration. So he's saying, breathe. Keep breathing. That's life. Breathe without fear. Without fear. Embrace it. Recycle. With joy and generosity. Breathe out your discovery. Offer it to all the people in need who do not have this awareness, who do not have this knowledge of how to work with the breath and recycle. Give them what you have discovered. And he concludes by, you are breathing with me, and I am breathing with you. We're breathing together. We're not alone. We are not isolated. You could synchronize your breath with the breath of Karmapa, and synchronize your mind with Karmapa's mind. And as you breathe in and breathe out, you tune your mind of fear to the mind of love and courage of Karmapas. And when you breathe out, you tune your mind of fear, holding back, keeping for myself, with the mind of absolute generosity of Karmapa. And you breathe out. You breathe out with him, and he breathes out with you. So I really invite you to work on that, to find a moment to explore the quality of breathing, aware of impermanence, aware of change, aware of the possibility we have to recycle fear and exclusion into love, wisdom, compassion, and generosity. Breathe in with openness. Breathe out with love and generosity. No reluctance as you breathe in. No holding back as you breathe out. And when you feel that you're out of your depth, synchronize with Karmapa's breath. Synchronize with Karmapa's mind. As he said, breathe without fear. You are breathing with me, and I am breathing with you. Be well. See you soon.